So if you guys remember, at the beginning of this month, I put 10 books on my March TBR. I know. And I'm probably going to do it again for April, but let's not talk about it. So basically, right at this moment, I have 6 books left on my TBR to read for this month. And I only have a little over a week left. So with that, it's a possibility that I won't finish this month's TBR, but that's okay. As of right now, I'm finishing Haunting Adeline, and that is a different can of worms for a different video, but in this video, I'm ready to start a new book. So here are all the books that are left on my TBR for this month, and I don't really know what I want to read. I have been so back and forth with all of them. I don't really know why. I guess I'm scared to start one of them. I don't know why, but I need just something to make the decision for me. And that's why I am getting the spinner wheel involved. I've seen so many videos where the spinner wheel chooses what you read for a week, and I thought that'd be really, really fun. So I decided, why not have this spinner wheel choose reads for me for this week. I think we're just gonna do 3, so we'll see what happens. But quickly, let me show you guys what I have left. You probably already saw them, but I'm just gonna go ahead and show you. Hideaway Heart by Melanie Harlow, When in Rome by Sarah Adams, The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber, Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware, Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, and lastly, Beneath the Stars by Emily McIntyre. And it's kind of funny that we literally have all of these cute, like, romancy books, and then we just have Turn of the Key. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it, and let's see what the spinner wheel chooses for me to read first this week. Let's turn this sound up and let's get to rolling. The sound's not on. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. I'm not gonna look. I'm nervous, what is it? Oh, Beneath the Stars by Emily McIntyre. Honestly, such a beautiful cover, and it's so interesting because Emily McIntyre also wrote the Never After series, and I read that book and I actually really, really liked it. I liked her writing style, it was easy to follow through. Aww. The beginning quote sounds so sad. It says, for anyone who's been touched by addiction, 1 second at a time. Aww. Oh, this is gonna be heavy. This is gonna be probably one of those heavy emotional romance books, which I'm so down for that. And so let's go ahead and get started on this book. Okay, hi everybody, welcome back to this video. I was not going to talk in the car again, but you know, it is what it is. I'm waiting for my free Dutch Bros drink for my birthday because I was like, wait, I have a free pass thingy for a free large drink. If you have Dutch Bros, what do you get when you go? I get the iced golden eagle. It's really, really good. But anyways, I wanted to talk about the book I am reading, which is Beneath the Stars by Emily McIntyre. The quote in the beginning of the book that I read to you, I don't remember it word for word right now, but the quote in the beginning, it made me kind of rethink how the book was gonna end up being. Like, I thought maybe it was gonna be a cutesy, like, romance, but obviously the quote in the beginning told me it was gonna be super emotional, probably, more than likely, very deep emotional read, and that's exactly what it is. We start out with our main characters when they're 11 years old and 13 years old. You kind of follow their journey up until now. They are where I'm at in the book. They are 20, Chase is 28, and I think Alina is 25 or something like that, but oh man, a lot happens in this book. Honestly, it's really good, and I'm like thinking this is gonna be a brand new romance series that is gonna be like my top favorite. The series is called the Sugar Lake series, which is already really cute. So basically, in a nutshell, what this book is about, obviously it's following this girl named Alina and this guy named Chase. They kind of met when they were younger, and it was kind of like, for Alina, it was kind of love at first sight. And for Chase, he felt the same way, but with things that go on in his personal life. And I will say, Chase and his sister Lily, they have gone through so much. It's kind of like intense. They've been tossed back and forth through foster care. Their mom's not around. It's very deep and emotional. With that, Chase feels like he can't be good enough for someone like Alina, which it's already so cute because he calls her Goldie. And I just want to say, in high school, that was kind of my nickname because I used to have really curly blonde hair. I was like already relating on how they're Southern, and now I'm like relating on how she was called Goldie. And I just thought that was so cute. If I had to describe this book, I feel like it's kind of, in a sense, a very character-driven book. We're following Chase and Alina and like their journey from being neighbors to lovers to enemies. They see each other again after a long time. And you know how in books where oh, hold on, I gotta get my Dutch brush. Okay, bear with me. It's gonna be loud for a little bit because I am now driving. I got my large iced golden eagle for free. Where's my straw? I just had it. Oh, it fell. Man, this series, honestly, it's reminding me, well, the book. I won't say this series because I don't know how the other books go. But this series is really cool because the next book follows Alina's brother, and then the next book follows Alina's other friend. It's kind of like if you took the Twisted series, the Chestnut Springs series, and Magnolia Parks, kind of. Magnolia Parks in the sense that this one in particular with Chase, he makes you mad. You know how like BJ in Magnolia Parks makes you mad, and just the toxicity of it? That's kind of what it's doing. Chase he has made me so mad so far on things he's doing. There's a lot that Chase goes through. His only saving grace in a way is Alina. And, you know, in the beginning, he really didn't want to involve himself with her, but yet he felt very protective over her in the sense of, like, he didn't want her to date anybody else. And then he was like, why am I fighting it? Like, I'm allowed to love someone. And then he does, and then things go wrong with his family and his sister. It's kind of nuts. It's kind of like one of those things where, oh, they don't talk for like 4 years or something like that. But the difference here is you know what it is instead of like not knowing what it is. Kind of like in Love and Other Words. In Love and Other Words, we didn't know why the two characters didn't talk to each other for so long. But in this one, we do know. We do know. It's just the characters just didn't have that resolve. And I really wonder how they're going to get back together. And I like it a lot. Like, I like the story because it's like their whole life. We're getting their whole lives. And because like I said, it started from when they were 11 and 13, and now they're like 5 and 28. I'm almost halfway through, and I've been listening to it on audio, and I feel that pull to want to finish it. So I'm really wondering if it's going to be a 5-star romance for me. And that would be great because I feel like there's a lot of people that don't talk about this book. If it's not a 5-star, I'm still going to recommend it. I'm recommending it to you now. If you love books like the Chestnut Springs series, like Magnolia Parks, like that's the only way I can compare it to. And just know, if you go into it and be like, wow, this is nothing like Chestnut Springs or Magnolia Parks, it's a little bit like it in the sense that each book is about different characters in that world. And it has very heavy topics, kind of like in Magnolia Parks, and maybe like a little bit like Binding 13. It just kind of follows them. And then I say Chestnut Springs because it takes place in Sugar Lake, Tennessee, and they all have a little accent. And I thought it was kind of funny. Okay, so I have officially finished Beneath the Stars by Emily McIntyre. I listened to basically the entirety of this book on audio just because I was working so much and having a great time listening to this book. In the beginning, I was kind of wondering if this book was gonna maybe be a new 5-star romance series. Unfortunately, it is not. I will discuss ratings at the end just because I'm still gonna kind of think about it and let it, you know, stew and whatnot. But I really did enjoy this book. There were a couple of things that felt a little cringy and unrealistic to the character to do specific things. Like, as I was going through the book, I really enjoyed though the vibe of the book, right? I liked how it was kind of telling the story of their whole love story, and it wasn't just like a cheesy rom-com. There were a lot more, like, I guess for lack of a better word, intense moments in this book. Discussions of like addiction, and it's kind of just like a deeper, more emotional romance book, but I really, really enjoyed it. I think it was really cute, and I'm really surprised that a lot of the ratings on Goodreads that they were like really low, and I was reading some of them and I was like disagreeing with so much stuff. I thought this was a really good book. I will say though, the second half of the book was kind of my least favorite, just because again, there were some characters that were doing things that didn't really make sense for the character, and also it did get a lot more spicy, like almost unnecessary spice. I don't know, there was just a lot of scenes that I feel like didn't really need to be in it, like it wasn't important to me. It was just smutting to smut, if that makes sense. Chase's character got kind of annoying. He was like dating a girl, but he told this girl that he didn't want to like be serious about her, but then he would still call her his girlfriend. So that part was like confusing to me, because I was like, didn't you just say you didn't want commitment, yet you're calling this girl your girlfriend? You know, that part was kind of weird. And the next book is about Alina's brother, and he is a basketball player, and we learned a lot about his story coming up. There were definitely things that were going on in this book that probably is going to happen a lot in the second book as well, and I'm so excited. And also, even I think the fourth book, there was stuff talked about with Chase's sister that will be in the fourth book, so I'm really excited to kind of jump into the world officially and like kind of learn everyone's stories. And with that, we are going to jump into our second pick for this video, and obviously we are back to the spinning wheel. I have a lot of hope that a lot of these books will be good, so I'm really not worried. So let me go ahead and take Beneath the Stars. Oh, I accidentally spun it. So here we go with our next pick. Oh, I'm so excited! When in Rome by Sarah Adams. Wow, I feel, let me get it. I honestly feel so late to the game when it comes to this book and this series. I've never read Sarah Adams before, so I'm really, really excited. Wow, this book is really small, but the font is like really tiny, but also it's like super floppy, so that's fun. Okay, so this is the one about a famous person. Oh, I'm so excited. So it says Amelia Rose, known as Ray Rose to her adoring fans, is burnt out from years of maintaining her Princess of Pop image. So basically she decides to drive off in the middle of the night for a break, and she goes to Rome, Kentucky. So then when Noah Walker finds Amelia on his front lawn in her broken down car, he makes it clear he doesn't have the time or patience for celebrity problems. So, okay, so he knows who she is. He's too busy running the pie shop his grandmother left him and reminding his nosy but lovable neighbors to mind their own business. Despite his better judgment, he lets her stay in his guest room, forced proximity, but only until her car is fixed. Then she's on her own. But then Noah starts to see a different side of Ray Rose. He sees the real Amelia, kind-hearted and goofy, yet lonely from years in the public eye. He can't help but get close to her. Ooh, I'm so excited. This sounds like it's right up my alley. I don't know what it is, but like, you know, like you know how like the old Disney Channel movies like Starstruck was so good. That's like what I think of when I think of like a famous person, you know, kind of like around, I don't know. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started on When in Rome. I'm so excited for this. How familiar does this look? Oh my gosh, my hair. Oh, I've been working today. I'm at Dutch Bros again. Surprise, surprise. I don't go that often, I do want to say. It's only when I'm working in this certain city do I get Dutch Bros. But anyways, I wanted to quickly talk about When in Rome by Sarah Adams, which immediately, oh, hold on. Oh. Yes, thank you.
Of course. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too. My panic of switching the phone over. The first word that comes to mind when I think of this book and how I feel, I'm only 3 chapters in. It's so refreshing. It's honestly such a refreshing book because when the guy sees the girl, okay, this is how it's been for a lot of the books I've been reading. The guy sees the girl and he's like, oh, I'm hard at the sight of her. Thing is, it's not an immediate sexual attraction, which that was happening a lot like in Chestnut Springs. And I just honestly, when it's immediate lust like that, I find myself just rolling my eyes, and I just don't like it. But this one, it feels so refreshing. Like honestly, like even the way it opened up was really funny. Literally, she's having car issues. Me, knock on wood. This isn't wood, but whatever. I always seem to have car issues. We start out immediately with Amelia. She's talking about how she's a pop star and she just wants to escape it all for a little bit. She just wants to escape it all, so she decides to go to Rome, Kentucky. Ooh, is that an accident? Speaking of car issues, what's going on? I always feel so nosy. What? That dude, how do people not know that their crack is showing to everybody? Why don't people pull up their pants? Okay, anyways. What was I saying? Siri thought I was talking to her. What was I even saying? Why do I feel so overwhelmed right now? There's so much going on. Oh yeah, her car breaks down. Noah shows up and Ray, Amelia, her name is also Ray, that's like her pop image name, but Amelia, she sees this guy come up and he's like literally asking her, do you need help? And she's like, no, I'm good, because she doesn't want people to know where she is. Basically, she's like, no, I'm fine. He's like, literally, your engine is like smoking. And she's like, oh, yeah, it does that. And it's just really funny. It's like right off the bat, like it's really funny dialogue. And I like Sarah Adams' writing so far. This is my first Sarah Adams book. I don't know if this book has smut in it, which if it does, whatever, that's like fine. But I just like how right off the bat, he's not thinking about, oh, how she would look between my legs or something. You know, that's how it is. That's what they say. Like, oh, she'd look great, you know, on my dick. I just love how she's like a famous person, and I don't know, I guess it's a trope I'm just really liking. It's probably one of my favorite tropes, honestly. It just gives me a lot of nostalgia, like, you know, the old Disney Channel movies and whatnot. It's just fun. Okay, I have finally finished, it's been a few days, I have finally finished When in Rome by Sarah Adams. You know, like I said in the beginning, there just wasn't like too many like sexual innuendos, which was just kind of like really refreshing, and my cat decided to eat right when I started. And Marshall's whining because I put him up because he was barking. Hey! But the funny thing is, while reading When in Rome, there was, I guess, spice, but like not descriptive spice at all. And I kind of like found myself being like, oh, that was it. Because it's like, I don't, which is very like contradicting what I said earlier, but it was just kind of like, oh, like I don't mind the scene, and I like having that like moment where the tension finally breaks and then, you know, things start happening. But like, I was kind of like, oh, that was it. I still have to think about my rating. It wasn't a 5-star, but like, I don't know. It was really good. I really liked it. I definitely recommend Sarah Adams' writing. If you want to read a romance book that has no spice, like this is a pretty good option. I mean, there are scenes where it's like kissing and stuff, and obviously there's like a little bit of stuff talked about, but it's definitely like not as much. Oh, but something I will say though, I didn't really like how it wrapped up at the end. I really wish that it could have been like a little bit more. I think if it was a little bit more at the end, I think I would have given this a 5-star, not gonna lie. I just didn't really like how it ended, but you know, it's not like it was a bad ending, it's just I wish I just had like an epilogue or something. I think that would have been nice. But with that, I have 4 books left, and we are going to spin and see what our last book is going to be. Here we go. Oh, there's no sound, sorry. I'm not gonna look. There's one that I don't really want to read, really, honestly. Ooh! Turn of the Key! Oh my gosh, wait, actually, that is so nice because we've been reading a lot of like romance and stuff in this. Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware is the winner and is going to be the final book I'm going to be reading. Literally no idea what this is about. It'll be really nice to read a mystery thriller in this video because I've been reading just romance. If you're curious, the book I didn't really want to read was Hideaway Heart. Let me grab it. The book I didn't really want to read was Hideaway Heart. And literally it's because it's like the exact same premise of When in Rome, and I felt like that was just gonna feel like a repeat. It has an interesting way it's opening up. So it says, this is September 3rd, 2017. It says, "Dear Mr. Wrexham, I know you don't know me, but please, 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 you have to help me." And then it just has like these other ones right here where it's like this person is writing to this dude. "Are you a father and uncle? If so, let me appeal." What? I will shut up and let's get into Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. Hi, I'm literally in the same exact spot that I filmed the other day in. We're gonna get into my first initial thoughts of Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware, okay? I did not know what this book was about at all. Like, I did not know. I just knew it was a mystery thriller. It opens up by someone writing this person named Mr. Wrexham letters. It just keeps saying, "You have to help me," and "I didn't kill anyone, let me appeal," things like that. Basically what we find out is that this person named Rowan, as far as we know her name is Rowan, she has been accused of killing a little girl. Okay, that's kind of the gist we get from it. After we read a little bit of her writing letters to Mr. Wrexham, she kind of goes and tells her story. So I thought that was an interesting way of opening it up because otherwise I think it would have just opened up with the job listing because it just says, "Wanted, large family seeks experienced lived-in nanny." She wants this job really bad. I literally don't know why though. Sandra, the mom, is like, "We need someone right away. You like come as soon as possible." And Rowan's like, "Yeah, sure." So she goes and basically Sandra's like, "We're leaving tomorrow." And then basically Rowan gets like roped into this really, really quickly. Sandra also like said to Rowan that there's a lot of like there's rumors of paranormal stuff. And right now that's kind of what we're being given, is that this could potentially be like a paranormal mystery thriller, okay? It would have to be a really interesting paranormal twist to make me like it because those kind of books are just not something I gravitate towards. I just like the culprit to be somebody that's alive and that can like, we can seek justice or whatever, right? I want to know why Rowan like wants this job so bad. She like wanted that job so bad. And I'm like, is she like the secret mother of the kids, or does she have like a bone to pick with the dad? I'm just like trying to like figure it out. Does she want to take care of these kids because maybe she couldn't have kids of her own? I'm like trying to think of like multiple like theories and stuff. I actually have an appointment tomorrow after work and I'll have like literally 3 or 4 hours to kill. So I might stop by like Starbucks or something and like read the book in Starbucks or something because I don't have anything to do. But yeah, that's pretty much this book and I will give you updates as I go. I think I already said before that I was gonna have like 5 hours to do stuff in town. I was gonna go to like Starbucks and read and have like a, you know, have it be a vibe. No, that didn't happen. I got some lunch. I got Chick-fil-A. I don't know where I'm at in the book because I was listening to the audiobook while I was working today. But actually, I think I just found it. I found it. Okay, wait, I'm on page like 230. I'm gonna change it. I'm on page like 230. As of right now, it's honestly, this book is kind of boring. Like, is it a mystery thriller? It's not really that thrilling. I'm just kind of like waiting for something to happen. We're so far into it. Like, nothing has really happened yet. I don't know if it's supposed to be like a paranormal thriller or not, but the only thing that's interesting is that the other daughter showed up, the 14-year-old,
And that's cool because he's like older, so maybe she can like kind of tell Rowan what's going on or whatever. But Madison, the 8-year-old, she's just doing all the creepy stuff. So I'm like, okay, is this a paranormal mystery thriller, and is like possession going on? Because like Ellie, they say weird cryptic things, but that's like the only thing the book has to offer. I'm gonna finish it because I want to know the explanation of things that are going on, but it's kind of bored. I'm ready to get done with it, honestly.
Hi. I'm gonna state the obvious. My hair, I know, it's an adjustment. I'm getting used to it. I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like I like it. I feel like in a ponytail it looks really good, but down it kind of looks like I have a mullet or something, and I'm like, you know. Anyways, we are finished with this video because I finished The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. Did I talk about the other books in this video? What did I read first? Beneath the Stars. Before I review this book, I want to do a quick review on Beneath the Stars. I feel like I talked about it. I think I've decided that I want to rate this book a 3.5. While I did really love it and thought that it was going to be a 5-star read, I feel like even though it's a very, very emotional read and I was really like interested in that part of the book, I don't know, something about it just was kind of slower paced, and the ending was really cool because it kind of led into what the second book was going to be about, and I really liked that. And this book kind of like reminded me of a lot of the stuff that, like the emotional part of it reminded me of like, you know, Magnolia Parks, and then some parts of it reminded me of like the Windy City series with like, you know, just following all the different, you know, couples. And then it also kind of reminded me of Chestnut Springs because it took place in kind of a small town. So I liked that. I thought that was fun. It just kind of fell flat for me because there were some characters, like our main characters and other characters, that kind of just, their characters changed, and like it just didn't make sense for them to act a specific way. Like for example, like our main character Chase would always talk about how he didn't want to be in like a serious relationship with the girl he was dating-ish throughout the book, but he would still call her his girlfriend. I forgot the main girl's name, but her character kind of annoyed me because of like the close guy friend that she had. She was really kind of just using him, and I thought that was kind of sad. And like she was being selfish with him, and I think she did realize that, but like towards the end she was still being selfish with him, and it was like, okay, if you realize that, then why do you keep doing it, you know? But that's why I decided to give it a 3.5. It was really good at first, just kind of fell flat at the end. And the next book I read in this video was When in Rome by Sarah Adams. I think, honestly, I'm going to give this book a 4.25. I really liked it. I thought this was just a really cute, fast-paced read. I really loved being able to focus on Amelia, who is like a pop star, and then she decides to escape to the small town of Rome, Kentucky, and then she met like the baker, and just, I don't know, following their story. It was just really cute and wholesome, and I really liked it. But I do wish, though, that the ending gave us a little bit more. I was really surprised how it ended, I guess, just with the way it kind of wrapped up. Like, it wasn't bad by any means, but I guess I just wish we had some sort of epilogue. But I guess we might see them again in the next couple of books, so maybe that's why it ended like that. I don't know, but I'm gonna give this a 4.25. I usually get really lucky and I like a lot of the books that I read, but this one, no. See, I on Goodreads, I have a 2.75 for this, but I think I'm gonna drop it to a 2.5 because the more I think about it, the more irritating this book is, and it's literally because it just was so slow, and you think it's going one way, but then it's not, and I guess you could argue and say, well, see, you didn't know the ending, you couldn't guess it, which I did not guess the ending, but I had like theories obviously. But I feel like the explanation was so unsatisfying. Like, there was like no justice, and it was just so annoying, and I just feel like it just irritated me. It really irritated me, and it was really slow. Like, there really wasn't anything really super creepy that happened, and a lot of the things that our main character goes through in this book, I feel like it wasn't even necessary to bring up those things or even have those things in it. And I'm sure that the author was trying to steer you one way and then just have, you know, this explanation, but I just didn't like it. I really did not like it. And I kind of was just thinking of the housemaid too much. I like the housemaid a lot, but she's just a live-in nanny, and it just kind of reminded me of the housemaid. So I just didn't really feel that unique, honestly. I guess the only unique part of it was that it was a smart house, and like, you know, there were cameras everywhere, but there wasn't really a point in that. There were things that were going on. It was just kind of pointless. I don't know. So I was really like disappointed by this. So I'm probably gonna end up getting rid of it because there's no need to keep it. Sure, I didn't guess it at all, but it was not satisfying. It was literally like all this build up for that. Anyways, though, that is the end of today's video. I have to finish laundry behind me, but I just wanted to quickly say that I am for sure going to be reading a lot of the books I put on my April TBR, but I am taking a little bit of a detour because I'm gonna read the Hunger Games trilogy in a reading vlog because I haven't seen the movies and I have never read the books. And everyone's talking about the Hunger Games right now, so my friends were like, you really need to read that series right now. And I was like, okay. So I went and bought all 4 books today, and I'm gonna walk down and get that going. So I hope you guys are excited for that. And then hopefully I'll be able to then focus on my April TBR video. I am pretty busy in April, I will say. I'm going to California. I will vlog it. We're going to a Fearless event for, obviously, Fearless, the last book in the Powerless trilogy. So I'm really, really excited about that. So I will for sure vlog that. Super excited to travel. But yeah, hopefully I can lock down and get these 4 books done, and we will see. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!